So far, I have been dead ass wrong when it comes to crypto. Well, kind of, sort of. I guess time will tell here, at least in the short term. So let me just preface this entire conversation by saying long term, guys, bullish as hell on crypto. But I'm trying to play my cards right the best I can right now, leading up to this seemingly January 10th deadline for the Bitcoin ETF. Because part of me thinks that, these pumps that we're having could be people getting excited for what's to come and the Bitcoin ETF being approved. But what if it isn't? Will that sell off the market? Will that be a buy the rumor, sell the news event if it doesn't happen or if it gets pushed out into March? Well, Cathie Wood believes this, and this is why she is making some plays. But it's also deeper than that. There's basically a lot of different ideas here and a lot of different philosophies when it comes to this. I want to tell you guys what I did, what I'm thinking generally in terms of what's going to happen. And again, it's all opinion because nobody really knows. But I'm feeling like I can make a couple plays here to be kind of somewhere in the middle. I never want to be over leveraged or have like so much conviction where I don't leave myself an out. Especially when it comes to short-term trading, short-term thinking in the cryptocurrency market. So I'll take you inside here and we'll make sense of all of this in this video, guys. Smash that like button for us. Definitely do that. Helps us out significantly here on the channel. And let's take a look at where we're at right now because it's shocking to me as Bitcoin, when it backed down to 40,000 not too long ago, okay, if we go into the 7-day here, when we back down to 40K here, or actually got down, a couple different times here in the last month or so, 41K, if we broke it here, I'm surprised we bounced twice here. Okay, now we did come, from 37K. I thought we would come down here and retest some of these lows. Both times we touched down here, especially this time recently, about 10 days ago. And then here again, we started to come down just 2 days ago, and I thought we might, fall down and at least retest this 41K flat number, but we didn't. And Bitcoin is back up again. Now, it's not to say it couldn't happen, but I thought it would happen before year's end. Maybe some tax loss harvesting going on, but more so people just taking profits off the table, especially if they were buying Bitcoin early on this year at 16K, right? But so far, I think the Bitcoin ETF news has kept the market propped up here in the short term. And full disclosure, I did go ahead and take some profits at $44,000 Bitcoin. This was back in early December. Okay, right in here, I took some profits off the table. And just storing it right now in stablecoin, potentially waiting for a little bit of a dip, but also wanting to see what happens with altcoins as well. And if altcoin season started, then we've got some capital there that we've built up, some profit taking. And I'm still dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin every single day. But I've taken some profits that I've made in the last year and a half on Bitcoin to have it ready for altcoin season. There's the yearly outlook, guys. It's been incredible for Bitcoin. And it's been shocking as hell, considering retail demand is not back in crypto yet. Guys, we came from $16,000 to $44,000, right now sitting at $42,500 with no retail demand. Now, there are some people playing it a little bit safe, and one of those is Cathie Wood from ARK Invest. So she has dumped remaining Grayscale GBTC shares. GBTC, interestingly enough, this is what tracks Bitcoin. It has been outperforming Bitcoin, GBTC, which is interesting. And there's a number of reasons for that, but that's neither here nor there in the video. I want to kind of highlight what Cathie Wood is doing from an investment standpoint. So she reportedly invested in Tesla, Meta, and Block on December 21st. That was a week ago. Prominent Coinbase execs reportedly sold around 250,000 coin shares in a few days. Coinbase has been looking incredible this year. They're taking some profits off the table. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Dumping of crypto equities is ongoing as a due date for the anticipated approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF by U.S. SEC approaches. So listen to this technique. Following reports that Coinbase executives dumped their coin holdings, Cathie Wood's asset management company ARK Invest allegedly dumped all of their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust remaining shares, playing it safe around the deadline. The performance of crypto equities in the days leading up to January 10th deadline is an open question, even if broader financial markets are becoming more certain that the spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved by the SEC before the deadline. According to reports, Cathie Wood has chosen to sell all of her Grayscale GBTC's remaining shares. ARK Invest may use this as a means to modify its position in anticipation of the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF. Another explanation is that this is being done to protect against the possibility of market corrections in the run-up to the deadline of January 10th. I thought this would happen. So far, it hasn't. I've been shocked. ARK Invest reportedly invested in Tesla, Meta, and Block shares on December 21st. They'll continue to sell holdings in Coinbase and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, listen to this. ARK Invest raised more than $14 million via the sale of nearly 400,000 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust during that period. Prominent Coinbase execs reportedly sold around 250,000 coin shares in a few days. According to Wood, the conversations about Bitcoin ETF filings with the SEC authorities were really favorable and encouraging. According to her, the discussions with many ETF filings included asking complex technical questions, and she is pretty bullish on it getting approved. But it's not stopping her from playing it safe and taking some profit. So depending on where you are in your investments and your strategy right now, taking profits off the table is not necessarily a bad thing. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, guys, just overall, this is basically down in here in this left-hand corner is where we started the year. Okay? Bitcoin has absolutely went parabolic moves here for Bitcoin in the year to date. Right now, we're up 158% year to date. Now, from a technical standpoint, we're pretty neutral, okay, in giving the moving averages and everything, meaning we're probably getting ready to make a move either up or down. If we zoom in here, these are daily candlesticks. We've been trading kind of in a pretty tight range here since we topped out back on December 5th. And as we know, guys, Bitcoin does not like to stay boring very long. We have been trading in this channel for a while, okay? Now, it's unlike this channel that we experienced in October and throughout November where we slowly ticked up. And then we exploded from 37,000 all the way to 44,000 as we started this final month of 2023. But now we're back in this kind of no man's land where we consolidated. Keep in mind, we did this back in August as well, August throughout September and really throughout October. So it's kind of a boring fall season for Bitcoin. Remember, we stayed around 25 to 28 to 29 to 30,000, and then we exploded up. And then once we broke through that $32,000 mark, that was it, right? We broke through this level right here, 31, basically 32. Then it was just, here we go, off to the races. I still expect us to maybe come down and retest this before we go full bull, but it doesn't have to happen, okay? And I thought we would at least come down to, right in here, like 38K. And we'll draw a line here because this is where I'm kind of expecting us to come back down and retest. Will it happen? I don't know. I thought it would happen ahead of the, whole ETF news. Come down here and retest some of these $38,000 levels. I still think it's a possibility, and that's why I sold 50% of my Bitcoin, but I'm still buying every single day. Like, I'm not letting that change my approach from a long-term strategy, but I also want to have a little bit of capital if we do get a dip to take advantage of that. And also, altcoins have been running. Right? So if we do turn into an altcoin season, I've got capital that I know is profit, pure profit. And, I've been able to take some of that and make some plays. I made some plays on Solana already, made some plays on Polygon recently with that profit. And then I'm just putting that back in stablecoin. And eventually that's going to go back into some of my deeper investments, probably more or less Bitcoin. So that's kind of how I'm playing the markets right now. We're still kind of at this weird no man's land, I think. Like, are we full bull right now? And that's why you got Cathie Wood playing it safe ahead of this deadline. A lot of it is going to hinge on what happens January 10th, guys. What's going to go down on January 10th? If it gets approved, the likelihood of Bitcoin remaining where it is and steadily going up is really high. If it doesn't get approved, will we see a sell-off? And we still have an outside chance of seeing a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And again, I never like to get too high or too low during these times, but we've got a lot going on. And we've had an unbelievable year. And that's what I was thinking. Let me lock in some profits while altcoins are running. Let me get some capital here in stablecoin so I can make some plays at some of these altcoins as well. All while we wait for the Bitcoin ETF news coming up on January 10th, and I'll still continue to buy a little bit in dollar cost average. So everybody has a different strategy here, but this is kind of mine right now as it relates to what Cathie Wood's doing and what everybody's thinking as we come up on this January 10th deadline. I appreciate you guys as always. I'd love to hear your strategy, what you're thinking right now, some cryptos that maybe people aren't talking about. Let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Seriously, I really, really do. Without you guys, would not be able to do this. And I really, really love to do this for you guys, man. Every single day, I wake up super motivated to come in here and put out this content. So if you guys could help me by smashing the like button, sharing this video with a friend, and subscribing, we'll see you in the next video.